Hello everybody. In this lesson we're going to be looking at retouching the eyes here. And you might think at first glance they look fine, but there is a couple of issues that we want to fix with them. First off, they don't really stand out. They don't really pop at all. And second, we have this issue with the huge reflection in the middle of the eye, and we can't really see the iris either. The pupil is the word for it, sorry about that. So that's what we're going to be fixing first. So take your selection tool and just select this area, copy merge and paste it to a new layer, and we're going to call this eyes. And the first thing that we're going to be doing is go into your burn tool. Whoops, very huge size there. And go around the edge and darken up the edge of the iris a bit. Might even choose a bit smaller brush than this and just make the edge fairly dark. Not, you know, pitch black dark, but a little dark. And of course we're working on a different layer here, so we can always turn the effect down a little bit, or just delete it, and it won't really matter to the original image. And now actually, if you just zoom out, that itself did a lot for the eyes. Next, we want to take the dodge tool and also a fairly small brush, a bit smaller, and you want to paint in sort of a little bit in the middle almost and brighten that up. And now the eyes are really getting a nice look to them. Next we'll go into hue saturation. You can do like that by clicking Ctrl U. We're going to up the saturation of them. And don't worry, since this is on a layer by itself, even though this looks weird, we can just mask it out and quickly invert the mask, and then with a white brush paint in on the eyes. And she already has very nice looking irises. In fact, I wonder if it is contact lenses. So, and if we click that back and forth, the eyes stand out so much more now. But we still have the issue with the reflection and sort of the lack of pupil in her eyes. So what we're going to do is take our lasso tool and copy this little area here in the middle. And just copy, whoops, on the actual layer here. Copy that and paste it to a new layer. Don't worry too much about it right now. And just keep copying it. And sort of fill it out. Merge those down. And it'll look ugly right now, but that's actually okay, as sort of unintuitive that sounds. Make a mask, then with a black small brush, a bit smaller than this, paint around sort of where it's supposed to be. You can obviously click back and forth to sort of get an idea of where this actually is, or is supposed to be anyway, in the image. And that does look quite weird by itself, so you want to lower the opacity a little bit, just so a little bit shines through. And then just copy that. Actually, before we copy it, let's call it eye base eye background 1, copy it, call it eye background 2, and move it over to the other eye over here and sort of position it, but as this is on a layer, we can always just delete the layer mask and paint it in again if need be. Like so. Add the layer mask. Like that. And that automatically looks so much better. This one might actually need to up the opacity a little bit more, just so we don't get it cool, you know, with the reflection. Now, but the next problem obviously is we don't have an iris now. Let's make a pupil now. Make a new one, call it pupil, and just make take a black brush. The hardness should be fairly hard. And make a little dot. And it is actually that easy. And then just lower the opacity down quite a bit, so we just sort of barely see it. But that little dot will actually help a lot in selling the realism. When we sort of see it from afar, the first one there might be a little bit strong, so we're gonna down it a bit. Like so, and we can just obviously merge those. And now if we compare the eyes to how they were before to how they are now, they really pop out a lot more now than they did before. That's it for this lesson. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.